Good evening, everyone. My name is Ong Ai Ping, student from OUM Ipoh, Perak. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Rohani binti Abdullah for allowing me to share my presentation's topic on this study regarding the relationship between teacher-student attachment and teachers' attitudes towards work. Teacher-student attachment and teacher attitudes toward work appeared decisive in building and maintaining positive teacher behavior. Communication connects students with teachers, improving the classroom climate. Teachers who communicate effectively with their students offer appropriate feedback and assist them. Teacher-student interaction is highly valued for successful relationship throughout the school year. What is attachment? Attachment is described as a unique emotional bond between caregiver and child that entails an exchange of comfort, care, and pleasure. The attachment system has its own internal motivation pattern, form, feeding, and sex, and of no less important to survivor, quoted by John Bowlby, 1988. This system is used to promote the survival of young children by ensuring that they stay close to their caregiver, especially when there is a threat. When a threat does happen, children will show specific behaviors to try and establish contact with an attachment figure, which comprise crying, clinging, or being quiet. How the attachment figure responds will impact how the child's attachment develops. Attachment styles by Mary Ainsworth, 1978, is developing the ideas of attachment styles. There are a secure attachment style. In children involves a strong bond with a caregiver, leading to a sense of safety, trust, and exploration. For example, a child with a secure attachment might confidently explore their environment knowing their caregiver is there for support. They seek comfort from their caregiver when upset, but can easily return to play once reassured. This attachment style leads to healthier emotional developments and social relationship later in life. An anxious, ambivalent, or resistant attachment. Children with a resistant attachment style often display anxiety, distress, and ambivalence towards their caregiver. They might seek closeness but also display resistance and anger. For example, a child might cling to a caregiver upon return but also show signs of anger, like pushing them away after the separation. This pattern can stem from inconsistent caregiving, leading the child to both desire and distrust closeness at once. 3. With an anxious avoidant attachment. Children with an avoidant attachment style often demonstrates independence and self-reliance. They might avoid seeking comfort from caregivers when distressed. For example, a child might seldom seek reassurance from a caregiver when upset, preferring to explore the environment independently. This behavior is a way for the child to cope with their needs by distancing themselves from seeking emotional support. Fourth, by Mary Maid and Solomon, 1986, later added a fourth attachment style, disorganized attachment. It is complex and uncommon attachment style in children. It is categorized by inconsistent behavior, altering between seeking comfort from a caregiver and avoiding them. An example might be a child who, when upset, may approach their caregiver for comfort, but then suddenly withdraw or display aggression behavior towards the caregiver, showing no clear pattern of seeking comfort. This inconsistent and erratic behavior is typical of disorganized attachment. Can attachment styles change? Neurobiology's impact of attachment, Catridon, 2005, suggests that attachment experiences can impact our neurobiology's significance in the first 2 years of life. However, that attachment are open to change if people experience life events that are inconsistent with the initial attachment that is developed. After the age of 6, attachment will be affected by social and environmental factors such as forming mutual relationship as we move away from being reliant on our caregivers. It is from the age of 7 that we start to make our cognitive evaluation of others, such as moving from concrete belief to using the environment to decide on what we think. In teens, sexuality and developing intimate relationship offer another significant point when attachment can be changed. In summary, Freudian's attachment theory suggests that early attachment experiences significantly impact on neurobiology, shaping our brain's developments and subsequent behavior. For example, secure attachment, characterized by consistent caregiving, fosters healthy neutral links and emotional regulations. Conversely, insecure attachment, like avoidance or ambivalence, can lead to altered stress responses and affect neurobiological development. These perceptions places an avoidance style with its well-organized strategies for controlling and minimizing effect at one end of the continuum and the relatively uncontrolled and well-managed effects of resistance style at the opposite end. Secured attachment, falling along the midpoint of the emotional continuum, reflects a balance of two cubes of emotional regulation. Those with a disorganized attachment classification may display a variety of behaviors involving uncontrolled emotional reactive, like impulsive, verbal, or physical aggressive or over control reaction where emotions are difficult to express, and behaviors may reflect withdrawal and difficulty handling conflicts. Therefore, their emotional responses are uncertain and maladaptive. Teachers with dismissive status may respond to students by distancing themselves, showing a lack of warmth and understanding. Teachers with a resistant style may occasionally adapt to students' needs and easily engage in addressing specific observable behaviors without addressing the underlying problem. Disorganized students may be seen and aggressive and difficult to manage. Because of their own dependent needs, teachers may be more accepting of students with one attachment style than students with another attachment style. Teachers with rejecting attachment style with the need to maintain emotional distance from others are expected to show less acceptance of worried and disorganized students who need supervision but fail to support avoidance children who have a difficult heart to ask for help. Both dismissive and preoccupied teachers are expected to work best with children in a secure attachment style. A secure teacher, conversely, may recognize in the withdrawal and aloofness of the avoidance student, the dependencies of the resistant student, and the disordered acting out behavior of the student, the need to foster positive interaction of support, trust, and bonding in their relationship, which is a process that foster a better internal work model and a more cooperative relationship. The teacher's attitudes towards work. Attitude. The word attitude is defined in the framework or social psychology as a mental preparation for action. Attitudes direct what each individual will see, hear, think, and do. They are rooted in experience and do not become automatic. Routine behavior. There are three components of attitude, such as affective, cognitive, and behavioral. The affective component is the emotion that occurs in an object or situation. The cognitive component is the idea that an object or situation has, while the behavioral component of an attitude reflects how a person intends to act towards someone or something. In most situations, the three components appeared at once to form the teacher's classroom way of thinking. Through direct and indirect interactions between the community, the school, and the teacher. Commitments is a term used to differentiate those who are caring, dedicated, and who care about work from those who prioritize. Commitment is an essential work attitude because committed individuals are expected to be willing to work harder to achieve their goals and stay employed. For some teachers, commitment is a central part of their lives, and they give it extensive consideration and high priority. Others may consider it differently, seeing teaching only as a job. An individual's level of commitments affects their performance at work. Communications. Communications reveals itself in attitudes like accuracy and openness of information exchange. Effective communication is the heart of creating and maintaining an effective school. Communication that dwells in school is the key to shaping the social reality of teachers. Students' excellence is directly related to what teachers think and do. The teacher's attitude depends very much on the concept of their school. However, some teachers' communicates may vary over time. as different people have different levels, and some may release earlier or later than others. The commitments was moderate through various factors, such as supportive and some are degrading. Teachers are less likely to engage in certain activities, depends on various work and life responsibilities like the school context and relationship with students and colleagues. This seems to be the main work and life factor that reduces commitment. A significant and positive association between job satisfaction and stress coping skills, namely independence, proactive attitude, adaptability, and flexibility, and overall stress coping skills. In short, the ability to deal with stress can increase teacher job satisfaction. Communications between students and teachers serve as a link between the two, which improve the atmosphere of classroom. Of course, teachers will not understand every problem of every students in their classroom, but will gain enough information for students who are struggling with certain tasks. This is supported by the earliest significant body of research, Jones and Jones 1981, which shows that academic achievement and students' behavior are influenced by the quality of the teacher-students attachment. The more teacher approach or communicate with their students, the more likely they are to help students learn quickly and excel. Teachers need to understand that in many schools, especially in Malaysia, students come from different backgrounds and cultures, such as Malay, Chinese, or Indian. A teacher needs to understand the value of students' sense of belonging, which can be of greater value and build self-worth for minority students. If the teacher shows an understanding of the students' culture, this will increase the understanding between the teachers and the students. Teachers who show respect for their students are automatically supported by having active students in their classroom. Arrogant teachers do not have these positive qualities because they do not respect the students. Teachers should be firm that they and their responsibilities must be also treated with respect to ensure that students treat each other well. As noted, teachers are encouraged to combine their warmth and firmness towards students in their classroom, but the natural limits. For teachers who conduct classroom and shape the minds of young students, communicating effectively with students requires giving them appropriate and helpful feedback. The interaction between students and teachers become very important for a successful relationship throughout the school year. A good relationship between students and teacher can help develop the student's identity. Teachers will indirectly feel satisfied with their work. Teachers create a positive relationship with their students by communicating with them and giving appropriate feedback. A respectful attitude between teacher and students needs to abide, with both feeling earnest while learning and teaching. After establishing positive relationship with students, teachers successfully encourage students to seek education, be passionate, and be in school. Conclusion. The quote, no significant learning can occur without a significant relationship, highlights the importance of meaningful connection in the learning process. Essentially, it suggests the strong, supportive relationship between teachers and students are indispensable for effective learning experiences. For example, a teacher who takes the time to understand a student's interests, learning style, and unique needs can foster a more conducive environment for learning. When a student feels seen, heard, and supported, they are more likely to engage, ask questions, and participate actively in the learning process. Personalized learning. Teachers who understand their students well can adapt their teaching methods to accommodate individual needs and learning styles. For example, a teacher who is aware of students' interest in art may incorporate elements of art into assignments to increase engagement. Long term impact. A positive relationship with a teacher can have a lasting impact on a student's life. A supportive teacher can act as a mentor, guiding students through critical life decisions and helping shape their future attempts. At heart, high quality teacher students relationship go beyond academics, influencing students' overall well being, motivation, and success inside and outside of the classroom.